Hey, welcome to Beer 30. Hello, Josh.
Hey, Greg.
We're going to do something a little different. We're going to do beer, news, and reviews.
All right.
All right, but let's start with a black rye from Founders.
So what do we know about this black rye? It's a dry hop dark ale brewed with rye. This is something they pulled out of their vault. It was first introduced in 2006 and hasn't been produced since. So it's back new for 2015. 7.5% ABV and measures in at 78 IBUs.
Yeah, and so we're gonna be drinking this during the show. And if you do get this, be sure to check in with Untapped before February 6th, and you'll get the Black Rye is Back badge. So that's pretty exciting.
I'll have to do that.
Okay. So, the brewery near us, Main and Mill, they got a new side entrance.
Drive-through service?
Yeah. Apparently, some car this week drove right into the building. It left a big hole. It damaged the floor. Big old brick, bricks everywhere. The owner, Denny, he posted to his Facebook. He said, "This happened today. But we are very lucky no one was injured. We will press on and continue to move forward." So we're hoping for the best for him. We're long awaiting this brewery,
Really excited about it.
And
yeah, that's a shame too. I know that building has gone through a lot. I mean, he's totally restored it.
from the 1800s.
Yeah, and if we got a picture of it on that we'll post, this car's buried on the inside. So
Yeah.
best of luck to Denny.
Yeah.
So what have we been up to? This past Friday we went to another local brewery in St. Louis area, Four Hands.
Mm-hmm.
It was their 3rd anniversary, and we had a couple of beers there. There was a new release that you were really excited about. It was the Woodsman.
Yeah. It's two imperial stouts that are mixed together. One in oak barrels, one in steel.
Yeah.
And it kind of mixed together.
I think maybe that flavor's growing on you, but for me, I'm just not a fan of that style of aging because I just don't like alcohol or whiskey or anything like that as it is. But immediately for me, that kind of beer, it's like I can't get over that. I can't get past that. You thought it tasted like a dark chocolate? Or
I liked it.
Yeah, you liked it. Now, one that I did have was the Alter Ego. That's a black IPA that they have there.
Yeah.
Oh man, that stuff is so good. We've had that a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I had it.
I've got some in the beer fridge.
So I really enjoyed that one. That was the second one I had there. And then I was watching another beer tuber, a guy named Tom, the Beer Whisperer from Springfield, Show Me State, right where we are.
Yeah.
He reviewed Alter Ego earlier this week too, and he gave it rave reviews. He really likes it a lot too. It's a 5.5% alcohol. Something that is pretty drinkable.
And that is a fun place to visit. Definitely, if you're ever out in St. Louis, go to Four Hands. I know he said that he hadn't visited
there
yet, but yeah, definitely it's a place to go.
Yeah, so Tom, if you're in the area and you're heading up there, let us know and maybe we can catch up with you.
Yeah. So another story, growing taste for craft beer leads to more home brewers. This story is from the Arizona Daily Sun. Apparently, there's lots of people that are into craft beer. The beer sales are actually down 2% for the year, but craft beer sales are up 18%. And people are going, they're liking the different flavors and stuff. They're wanting how they can do it at home. And so brew shop owners are really seeing spikes in their sales as well. I mean, we actually recently tried our little go at home brewing.
What are we, about a week away from being able to taste it? The bottles are looking real good.
Yeah, we got another week.
Got an IPA we're looking to, hopefully it turns out well.
Speaking of home brewing, I think you got something.
I thought this was a pretty interesting story. This comes out of clickondetroit.com, and it's that Western Michigan University is going to be offering a degree in craft brewing. It's actually going to be a bachelor's degree, They're going to be specializing in techniques around microchemistry and microbiology involved in fermentation and aging of ales. I thought this was an interesting story because I think it said that it was going to be one of the first schools to offer such a degree, and it is a 4-year degree. But to me, it just seemed odd because typically a college student would be starting at age 18.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that they would be of age by the time they graduate, but it almost, to me, it sounds like it should be something like at a technical school, like a continuing education, something you might see, or like at a area community college where you could get a certificate in it.
Yeah.
But a whole degree,
Yeah.
I mean,
It was approved by the trustees,
Yeah.
but not by the university yet. So I don't know. That may be a little bit of a. They may not go with it because of that. But
they pointed out in the story that Western Michigan's home to a lot of really big craft breweries. It's like one of the most, I guess, densely populated craft breweries per capita. And actually, Founders comes from that area of Michigan.
Founders, Bells. That's
Yeah.
another one. I mean, there's a lot out there. Speaking of Founders, apparently their breakfast stout. That it was my number one on the.
That's right. Yeah.
It's now illegal in New Hampshire. This is a story from the Chicago Tribune. Well, they have this law that in New Hampshire, if you have a minor, or you cannot have any depiction of a minor on an alcoholic product. So, the Founders Breakfast Stout has a baby on it. I mean, he's eating from a bowl.
Yeah,
He's
like
definitely
oatmeal,
not.
right?
Yeah, he's
Is that what
definitely
you're
not.
supposed to be eating?
Yeah, it's oatmeal, breakfast stout,
Yeah.
oatmeal. I mean, he's definitely not drinking a beer,
Right.
and it's a drawing too. It's not even a real baby. So, but there's a state representative there that's trying to get another thing passed that where they'll be able to use it under certain circumstances.
It does seem kind of odd though that you would have a baby on a bottle. I mean, if you think about it, it's like one of those things that you never. Of course, there's all the PC police and everything out there.
Yeah.
But it's something that you never really think about until someone brings attention to it. So for me, like as soon as I read that, and I thought, oh yeah, it is kind of odd to have a baby or a child on a beer bottle because there's no direct connection as to why that baby's on there. But anyway, I don't know. That was kind of interesting. So I think that like you said, they're trying to get the bill passed so that they can sell there.
Yeah, I did read somewhere else that like in other countries they actually just put a sticker over the baby's head and then they could sell it. I mean, so I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
So a local event coming up. Wanted to mention here in St. Louis area, at the St. Louis Science Center, they have a thing called Science on Tap on January 31st. Sounds pretty cool. They're going to show you all the science in brewing beer and all that. They're going to show you all that. And there's going to be a bunch of local breweries and national craft breweries there. Like, you're going to have your Forehand, Second Shift, Charlottesville, Schlafly, Urban Chestnut, Sierra Nevada. List goes on and on and on. But sounds like a good time. But thought I'd mention that.
Yeah, that does sound
cool.
like fun. So is that like an all day or all weekend event or?
I think it's one night on the
night.
31st.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We may check it out.
Yeah. All right. So another story here from the Chicago Tribune talked about craft beer makers running out of names, and this one was kind of funny. It was like a tongue-in-cheek sort of, I guess, satire about the whole industry and how each craft brewery is trying to like outdo the other and try to create these unique names, and it's all about like the marketing behind it, And the story was about that there was like beer is just beer, and putting all these fancy names on it was just like just trying to get a way for people to try that beer.
Yeah.
And it also talked about how some of these breweries are like fighting over the name. So something like a black rye, there might be two craft breweries using that same name, and they were fighting over whether or not who was first.
Well, I noticed on Untappd, I've checked in beers before, and you'll have to find the exact one because there's a couple breweries with the same name. So
So you got any names? You ever thought about naming your own beer, Greg?
So I actually came up with a name, and it just happens to be another story that came out this week that I read. I don't know if you heard the story. There was this funeral over in Africa, and a bunch of people died drinking. Hilarious!
This is great!
No, drinking poison beer. It may or may not be a true story, but they say it was because of crocodile's bile. So I thought a good name for beer, Crocodile Bile.
Sounds delicious.
Crocodile Bile, you make it like a black IPA, a black rye, you know, that'd be a good color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you put me on a spot, and I tried to come up with something clever, and, it's football season, and we're upstairs, we were watching the game, the playoff game, and first thing that popped in my mind, I was trying to just focus on what was going on, and so the Packers were playing, and I thought of Green Bay IPA.
Green Bay
And
IPA.
I looked it up, and it doesn't exist,
Really?
surprisingly. Yeah, you'd think it'd be something, especially in that part
Yeah.
of Wisconsin, where there is a lot of craft breweries. Somebody would have... At least I couldn't find it. Maybe there's somewhere small that has something like that, but...
Anything that kind of rhymes like that kind of works.
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, what do you think of this?
This is good. I really like it a lot. I'm surprised. I'm almost wondering if we have it too cold. I don't know if there was any suggestions on serving temperature.
I don't know, but it is. I enjoy it a lot.
It's very smooth. It doesn't have... it's 7.5%, but to me it feels a lot maybe lighter than that.
Yeah.
So I like it a lot though.
Yeah, it's a good beer. My rating for this, I think I would give it like an A-. It's right up there. It doesn't have like the hoppiness like an IPA or anything, but you can really, I don't know, it's really good dark ale.
Yeah, I agree. I was kind of surprised because whenever I was reading the description of it, and it talked about it being, I guess the wheat or the rye. I wasn't sure what to expect, but everything we've had from Founders has been really good.
Yeah.
Your number one beer for last year.
Yeah. So what was your grade?
Oh, yeah, I guess I'd have to agree with you. I'd say A-. It's really good.
All right. Well, okay. So this is the end. Tell us what you think of this show. We've kind of added a news element, kind of mixing it up.
Format.
We felt that we were, we're still gonna do just plain reviews and that, but we thought this would be a fun new weekly format that we can, kind of tell you like the news around beer and beer news and other reviews.
So maybe try to collaborate with some other YouTube beer reviewers, some other guys out there that we kind of talk to, through comments and things like that. And we do watch a lot of those other reviews. So we're just trying to kind of spotlight a couple of different people out there that have a recent review, something that related to what we just did.
Yeah. So let us know what you think in the comments, and if you want to see, if you have like a news item, you have an event or maybe a new beer release or something you want to mention on the show, tweet out using hashtag HeyBT.
HeyBT.
And, let us know, tell us what you want.
We'll get it out there.
There you go. So I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Show number 1 of this format.
All right.
All right.
Go drink something new.
Yeah.